Hello, everybody. We are talking about today importance of studying Vedic astrology. And this photograph is of the 9 planets that we study in Vedic astrology. I took it recently at a temple near my house in California. And this is me at another temple in Sacramento. There are a lot of temples now in USA that one can visit almost like a pilgrimage. So we'll start with the chanting. Om Gam Ganapataye Namah. Om Gam Ganapataye Namah. Om Gam Ganapataye Namah. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirviknam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakareshu Sarvada. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahman Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Adityaya Somaya Mangalaya Budaya Cha Guru Shukra Shanibhyascha Rahuve Ketave Namaha. Om Shaniye Namaha. Om Shaniye Namaha. Om Shaniye Namaha. Neelanjana Samabhasam Ravi Putram Yamagrajam Chayamaratanda Sambhutam Tam Namami Shanishcharam. So just to let you know, you're welcome to share this webinar with other people if you like, and those who want to study Vedic astrology. And regarding the recordings will be automatically sent to you. I think tomorrow you'll get the recording so you can listen to it. Also, I'll upload it on YouTube, so if you want to hear it there, you can listen to it again there as well. So there'll be multiple sources of so any questions you have, I will answer at the end of the class, because we have many people attending, and so I don't want to disturb my train of thought. So I'll only look at the questions right at the end of our webinar. So importance of studying Vedic astrology, and you know, I am Komilla Sutton. I started studying Vedic astrology in 1979, and I have been a full-time professional astrologer since 1995. And that's all I do. I do astrology, I teach, I consult, I write books. You may have seen my books as well. So one of the things that I found myself was that, you know, it was very useful for me. I think of my life before Vedic astrology and after Vedic astrology, you know, when it came into my life. So Vedic astrology is a divine science. It's a path of self-knowledge that helps us to understand who we are. It is known as Jyotisha. So you see, often one thinks of astrology only in terms of, will it predict what's going to happen tomorrow, what are the things? But it's really a lot more than that. It is a path of self-knowledge. It highlights who you are, what you are, and helps us understand. And in its Sanskrit word is Jyotisha. And Jyotisha can be translated as the science of light or wisdom of the heavens. Light banishes darkness, the light of knowledge dispels ignorance. And here, Jyotisha helps us to bring light to ourselves, who we are, why we are here, what is our role, what are the issues. And I personally have found, as I said, that studying and knowing is different from somebody analyzing the chart. So when you're looking at Jyotisha yourself, you are then understanding many nuances, deeper and deeper knowledge that you look at in this science. So the light of the stars and the luminaries guide us through the darkness towards the right path. The inner light, which once we learn to recognize, gives us the opportunity to look deeper within our consciousness, to move towards the path of enlightenment, and to be in touch with our real self. You see, according to the Vedic knowledge, we are mostly subconscious. We have only, average person has 5% consciousness and 95% subconscious. So when we look into that, the idea is to become more conscious of your things, not to be buried in the deeper subconscious. That means every time something happens, you try to work through what is there in the subconscious, without knowing. So the awareness is most important, and that is why the science of light, which is Jyotisha, we study, so that we know what is it happening to us, how things are happening. So Jyotisha is a Vedanga and an eye of Vedas. Vedas are ancient scriptures of knowledge. Anga means part or division. Without Jyotisha, it was impossible to decode them properly. The thing is that Jyotisha has been given the most important path in Vedic knowledge. It's not casual and knowledge. It's knowledge that was given very secretively and given to few people who were held intelligent enough to know and to understand. And I suppose those who were searching for something, many people are not searching for something extra, something more. So therefore, it's not always possible for them to even think about studying or gaining more knowledge. So it is not a casual study. It's a deep study, and it's deeply personal, and it helps you to develop yourself. So as the eye of the Vedas, without eyes we cannot see. Therefore, Jyotish is the eyes with which we see and study the Vedas, both the outer and inner meaning. Jyotish has been given a prime place in the Vedas. It was given by the sages, the teachers, the original teachers. Jyotisha is a lineage that people were taught from time immemorial. So it was taught from Lord Shiva downwards. It was passed down. So it is a prime place in the Vedas, so Vedas recognizes the oldest body of knowledge. So what is the main aspect of Jyotisha? It deals with the fruits of our karma, what we bring into this life, how we deal with predisposed issues of life. So each person is born with certain karma that they have to know and understand. As a student of Jyotisha, we learn to understand what is the karma we bring into this life. This is revealed through the birth chart. So at any time an individual is born, they have certain planets and that are activating their energy, and that is what the exact planets, the ascendant and the Varga charts. There's a lot of information there that is revealed through the birth chart. The chart at birth represents how our past life karma is influencing us, what karma we need to fulfill in this lifetime. So for example, if we just take the chart for today, if a baby is born right now, then these are the way the planets are influencing the baby. Whoever is born right now, this is the chart for this moment. So what does this chart represent to an individual? How to read this energy? It's like a weather map, you know, and it has this big idea of what is happening. Saturn is in Gandanta, just past Gandanta by a few minutes. What does that mean? Sun is debilitated in this chart. Mars is in Virgo. Mercury is in Scorpio. What does this mean? So when we are looking at this karma, what is this particular karma that you have brought into this life and how to deal with it? So the basic idea is the soul within us is perfect and pure, yet our life is colored by our planets. The soul's true nature becomes obscured by the planets at birth as well as planets that influence us through dasha and transit. So not only that, so inner self, we are divine, we are pure, but we have lost that ability to connect with our inner self because these the planets are obscuring that vision. And learning about the planets and working with them helps us to get clearer and closer to that perfection that is within. So karma itself is action of past and present lives. All actions have a reaction. Our actions of previous lives have to be dealt with. So central to Vedic philosophy is that we are born with multiple lifetimes. So the soul is incarnated into a physical body many times, and each time it is incarnated, it has it creates some action, and therefore that action has a reaction. And because by the end of the life we have not reconciled everything, we are then working to deal with this energy, and so we have to be reborn again, and then we are reborn again. So each soul has many lifetimes, and each lifetime is very precious because we are trying to perfect our life. Yet we get caught up in the illusion of life, and we create more and more karma. So there are three levels of karma that we study. Sanchita, which is collected karma, which we cannot do anything about. Prarabdha, the happening karma, what we have to face in this life. And Kriyamana karma, the present actions that become Sanchita of the future. Kriyamana karma is also known as Agami karma. So Sanchita karma is the collection. Soul during its many incarnations starts collecting positive and negative qualities created by right or wrong choices from previous lives. Unfinished karma that we deal with now all becomes stored in Sanchita. Sanchita karma is studied from Panchanga, Rashi and its Varga charts. Now, the thing is this, that Sanchita Karma is what has got stored. So we don't necessarily can do anything. And a good way to think about it is that something you did, say, 10 minutes ago, you can't undo it. You can work with it, or if you said some words in anger yesterday, then those words have already left you. So you can apologize, you can reconcile that energy, but that energy is done. So this becomes like, over the years and lifetimes, it becomes the collective karma that all of us carry. We can say it's our karmic baggage, whatever, whichever way you want to look at it. Then out of this big baggage, we dealing with old karma uh, becomes tests in this life, that we struggle with collected karma or are helped by it. Birth chart dashas transits will reflect this. So the karma itself, the prarabdha karma, that is the happening karma, what is happening, is colored by our collected karma. So this can be come as a positive opportunity for you, or it can become an obstacle. Sometimes we think, why did this happen to us? Why did we get this opportunity? We didn't really make any effort for it. But it may be your prarabdha helping you. Similarly, an obstacle comes your way and you think, I didn't deserve it. But it could be some old karma that you're working with at that time. So often the spiritual people feel that the idea of this life is to burn up the old karma. And that old karma is connected to how we burn it up. What we do is through Kriyamana karma. It's also called Agami karma, and I like to call it, these are the choices of free will. So while we cannot do anything about the past Sanchita and the present Prarabdha, we can make sure that we take care of the present by doing the right Kriyamana karma, making the correct choices today for our future tomorrow. So what happens is, you can say your fixed karma is that you're born in USA. Your fixed karma is that you're born at this time, in the 21st century, 20th century. There are certain ideas. You were not born in 13th century. This is the time we are living in. So we have certain parents, family, certain things that we cannot change. And then out of that arises situations. But what is, to me, the most important karma is free will. And that is the Kriyamana karma, the choices we make today. There may be certain aspects that are happening to us. There are certain kind of fixed ways of reacting that we may have, but what are the choices we are making today? Because whatever choice we make today has a direct bearing on the future. But this is not that straightforward, because sometimes we are obstructed by where the planets are at a given time, what dasha we are in. So all that is part of understanding when you study astrology. So Kriyamana karma is your free will, and this is also the field of operation for upaya or remedies. So Jyotish believes that we can improve our lives, we can sort out situations. We should not be just stuck in our past karma. Sometimes when I was originally teaching Vedic astrology, people felt it's all just about destiny. But actually, it's not about just destiny. It's about understanding our destiny so that we can do something about it. So the Kriyamana karma, this is a very important, I would say, personally, I feel this is the most important of the karmas. So it helps us to regularly detoxify from the past, cleanse the present, and make good choices for the future. Understanding our karma is the key reason to study Vedic astrology. Karma from past life colors are present. The main purpose of life is to reconcile with past karma so that it does not become a burden for the future. So when you start studying Vedic astrology, not only you understand about your own karma through the language of planets, and you also understand people around you, what they are feeling, what they are struggling with, and what are the opportunities, as well as what is the karma of the times we live in. So 2016, 2017 have been very complicated years. So this is, we could say, is a collective karma that the countries and the world deal with. So, but astrology gives you an idea about what is happening, how to deal with it. So the key to understanding karma is the birth chart, Panchanga at birth. So I just show you a chart. I have both North and South Indian charts here, and so we just pick up a random chart. I'm just thinking who's, I'm just going to pick up Julia Roberts' chart here. So what you see here is that she has a birth chart here. Cancer 4 is Cancer rising. Moon is her ruling planet. She has Rahu in the 10th house. The Panchang, which is this area here, she was born on Venus's day, on Friday. The lunar Tithi is 10th Tithi. She is born on Vanija, Yoga, Shukla. All these things are very important, but you may not know what they are. And then her Dasha is Rahu Dasha. Just started on 4th of February. My dates are European, 4th of February 2017. So Rahu is in the 10th house. This means that you may see a lot of opportunities for her professionally, because 10th house is the house of karma. So karma loosely these days is also translated as what is the profession. But we also look at the chart for now, and now you can see here that Venus is in Libra. We've been waiting for this for some time, and Mercury and Mars are exchanging signs. So what does that mean, and how does this impact every sign? This is all the factors, things that we cannot change, is connected to the karma. And so we study this birth chart, and then the birth chart also is a lot of more information. We have 16 subsidiary charts. This is all in North Indian style that we study as well. And these will give us added information. Plus we have nakshatras, the lunar signs. So it's not just you know, one-dimensional information that you get. There's the subconscious is so deep, it has so much information in it, and studying the chart, subconscious is your karma. That is why you react to certain things in a certain way. So that is where you would look at from your chart. So and one very important aspect of karma is that it's not the karma you're born with that is important. How you deal with karma you're born with. This is the key to a happy life. So nobody has a perfect birth chart. Our role is to recognize our strengths and weaknesses, and so that we can support the weaknesses while work with our strength. So nobody has a good or bad chart. We all have certain collection of energies that we ourselves have collected over our many lifetimes. And this lifetime, this is our influence, and how to deal with it. What are the correct times to deal with situations? What are the things that are most important for us? So this aspect of the birth chart that we study is, and it's important to understand that everybody has a chart that has a way to work with, and so that sometimes is difficult to truly understand just through one consultation. You see, when we are studying, we study over time, so things are revealed to us and we understand the energy. And the essence of Panchanga is that how the sun and moon relate to each other, the quality of light the day expresses. Sun is the soul, moon is the mind. So you see, we have this energy that we are working with. That sun represents the soul, the eternal purity within us. Moon is the changeable energy which is changing all the time. And they connect daily. Like today is full moon, so we have this very bright moon. You can go outside and see it. But then 15 days from today, we'll have new moon. The moon is not visible at all. So this, how they relate and what light they bring into our lives. This is why we study the Panchanga. And the personal Panchanga is Panchanga at the time of birth. Panchanga at birth allows us to see the chart in the right way. It gives light in order to decode the birth chart. So our birth chart, sometimes you see people have complex issues to deal with, but they work it very well because the Panchanga is allowing them to see their issues. Sometimes Panchanga is creating added obstacles, so even opportunities don't appear that way. So studying that will be part of our study when we are studying Jyotish. So planets generally hold the destiny. The celestial bodies in the sky reveal these mysteries of life. The planets are moving and the stars, nakshatras, are fixed. Planets influence every aspect of life on Earth, atmosphere, nature, of the seasons, plant and animal life, man's destiny. Planets also reveal the karma of the individual. In Vedic astrology, we use Navagraha, 9 planets, collectively known as Navagraha. These are planets which were visible with the naked eye. We do not use Uranus, Pluto, Neptune. I personally teach the traditional Vedic astrology. There are many Vedic astrologers now that use Uranus, Pluto, Neptune, but I use the old traditional template, and I feel that there is other places you can study them if you want to study them. If you're coming to study Vedic astrology, it's best to have the classical roots, and that's what I will be teaching. And these Navagraha, the other 2 luminaries, Sun and Moon, and then the 5 planets, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn. These 5 planets also represent the 5 great elements, fire, earth, water, ether, and air. And Rahu Ketu, the nodes of the moon. Rahu Ketu specifically represent the very shadowy area of our life, also the unfinished karma, the things that we feel very agitated by. Rahu represents the what we are seeking in this life and what we remain, we would say, divinely unfulfilled about. And Ketu represents this whole karmic baggage of our life, which we need to let go in order to find self-realization. You see, as long as we have the baggage, we are unable to really move on, because that is always holding us back. So through the study of Jyotish, you understand what this baggage is and how to deal with it. So Graha is the name for the planet. Planets are known in Graha in Sanskrit. Graha means to grasp, hold, understand, perceive. Planets grasp and relay the information of the cosmos. It also shows the grasp or hold of karma. So in essence, what the planets have done is they've grasped the soul in their energy. So when we are looking at life, we are looking at life through our lenses, which can be multicolored. They can be red because they represent the sun, or they can have a certain viewpoint, and that is what the chart is representing, your personal viewpoint, who you are. They can both block the knowledge of the past, keep an individual held to the vagaries of their karma, or give them perception to understand their destiny. They are restrictions imposed by karma of past lives so that they can transcend it. You see, that is where the knowledge comes in, that we are receiving a knowledge that helps us to understand what this karma is. We are not dealing with it with ignorance. So you see, it's not what you have, it's what you do with it. So the grahas, if they are left to their own, they are grasping you and not letting you, revealing that inner beauty, the inner purity. So, but they can also give perception. The planets at birth, their relationship with each other, their strengths and weaknesses, inner outer nature, give clues of our own instinct, the level of karma we are going to be encountering. So that is the thing that, you know, all the qualities of the planets are there. So let's say if we took the chart for a few days earlier, let me just put the chart for a few days earlier. So this is 7 days before today, so 28th of October. You see some aspects here. Let me just remove this, just adding extra. Yeah, so if you look at the chart here, you see here Venus is debilitated, Saturn is Gandanta. There's Kal Sarpa Yoga. Actually, if we go 1 day earlier, that's more clearer. 2 days earlier, 26th of. So you can see Saturn right at Gandanta here, 0 degrees. So this is a very complex karma that we have to work out. Kal Sarpa Yoga, Venus debilitated, Sun debilitated, Moon with Saturn, but Saturn in Gandanta position. But it's still things, you know, that is the quality of the planets that we are inheriting. Then we got to try to work with it. So if we take the planets today, we see Saturn is no longer in Gandanta, Venus is in its own sign, Mercury, Mars are exchanging signs, Kal Sarpa is not there because Moon is cutting it. So it's a different quality, and all these qualities need to be understood. Plus, as individuals, we are living through these times. So daily there's some energy being unfolded, and in Vedic speak, we would say some karma being unfolded. So planets give a guideline to our karma. We should not feel victimized by them, rather understand their qualities, weaknesses and strengths, and work accordingly. This has been my own work always, that I have always felt that we need to develop these qualities and look at the positive way that we can work with our chart, with our birth chart, and that's what is part of my teachings as well. The study of Jyotish is a conscious understanding of the planets, their influence on our chart, and by dashas and transits. That means we are not being blindsided by anything. We are consciously understanding that these are the patterns, this is how it will develop. And it's a very intellectual, great knowledge-based science. As I told you, I started studying in 1979. And still I'm developing more, and it's still more knowledge is there because such a vast subject, and it's a beautiful, beautiful subject. So so that during our life we are faced with obstacles and opportunities. Timing of our life is revealed through the dasha system and the transits we experience. So I was talking to you about the transits, how from last week to this week so much has shifted. We experience, all of us experience transits the same time, but dashas are unique. The thing with the dashas are unique to Vedic astrology. They reveal how the karma unfolds, what we are dealing with, and when. So as the energy unfolds, we are looking at that. Transits, we deal with the transits of the planets. Moon changes daily. That is why we also study the Panchanga daily to see what is moon doing today. And so, for example, today moon is full, so it's quite happy today. It's just past full moon. So we are, it seems a little bit isolated. It's separated from the planets. So every time, you know, what happens is that although the transits are shared experience, how we react to the same situation, two people may react differently to the same situation. So that is where we have to understand that how we react, we understand the planets, but how we react to it is different. Our role is to understand the karma we have inherited in this lifetime, but we must reconcile and purify. Then how it unfolds, what obstacles we face regularly in trying to purify. So our life, this life is supposed to be very precious. We are doing things so that we can develop ourselves, we can improve ourselves, and work on that higher nature as we go through life and move closer and closer to our state of perfection. So, but as I said, that it unfolds slowly. So certain things may be more complex to this month, may be easier few months from now. So, you know, this is part of your knowledge. You're not always looking for somebody else to tell you when that is. You learn to understand it yourself. Dashas and transits are forever throwing challenges in our life. If we face them without true knowledge, we get more and more enmeshed in karma and stuck in our situations. However, our path is to purify and let go. So knowledge is king, you know. When you know what is happening, you are prepared for it, you know how to deal with it. One of the main things that people deal with is the daily change of the moon. And if I just put the moon up on the top, sorry. So I just see today moon is in one sign, Aries. Tomorrow it will be in Taurus. Then if we take 7 days from now, so we see here that moon is now gone in between Rahu Ketu. We get Kal Sarpa Yoga. Actually, Kal Sarpa Yoga is starting from 10th of November. So you see, every day, some days moon is fine, it's not causing anything, but every day there is a difficulty. And then a few days from there, moon is with Mars, so we may just suddenly feel angry or impulsive. So just keeping an eye on the moon itself is a full-time job. And astrologers, they do that every day. You check it. It's not, doesn't seem as difficult as it is. So, you know, knowing what dasha you're in. So like I was saying with Julia Roberts, she's just started Rahu dasha. So you'll see that, sorry, let me get her chart from the ascendant. So Rahu is in the 10th house, which deals with career. So she can focus more on, you know, improving her life, what she wants to do, because that is how the karma is unfolding just now. And that would be one of the big issues. There'll be other aspects, but Rahu's position, and Rahu is also about unfinished karma from past lives. So he's very interested in fulfilling where he's placed. And so he urges you to move forward in that direction. So the first step of studying Vedic astrology is that it helps us. The reason, I suppose, the first reason is to study astrology, Vedic astrology, is that it helps us a lot. As I told you, I myself helped me so much because when I, you know, first started studying astrology, I was such a mess. And then I started looking at my chart and I started understanding myself, and it made such a difference. And I was 26 years old when I started studying, and it's almost like so many years now, almost 40 years to my study coming up. So, and it's been a wonderful journey, never bored for a minute. And so what is the key is to understand the karma we inherit, how and when it unfolds, how to deal with it, and to be conscious of our karmic journey. That is the beauty of it, that you're conscious of this karmic journey, that how things are unfolding, what is happening. The knowledge of Vedic astrology shines its light on us. The eye of the Vedas not only illuminates what is the outer, more material world, but makes us get in touch with the inner world. The beauty of Vedic astrology doesn't neglect the worldly things. You want to know about career, you want to know about your children, about relationships, about self, about health, about anything you can find out. You want to know more spiritual stuff, deeper and deeper and deeper. What is it that you want to know? Everything is there. Often it may be that the person who is analyzing it is analyzing it from their point of view. So studying also helps you to illuminate and see things that from your own wisdom. Helps us deal with the changing times, know the weakness of time so that we can compensate for it. Just like last month, you know, there was Saturn was in Gandanta in August, the eclipse was taking place, and Mars-Rahu conjunction. So you see, USA had eclipse coast to coast. The result has been so much trauma. There's been the hurricanes, there have been the mass shootings, there's been the terrorism. All those things are there, and but we have to learn to understand those difficult times as well as the good times, you know. So it helps us deal with changing times. And I said, know the weakness of time, not allow the negative time to destroy all our good intentions. Take support from the good times, you know. I personally wait, if I have to do something important, I wait for the energy to shift, and then I will do things. Then that I find that it's a lot less bothersome to do that. As you get more advanced with knowledge, you can develop into an advisor for others so that you can help them understand their divine path as well. So the idea is, so I offer a 3-year course with 108 lessons, which cover every aspect of Jyotish. Basically, I planned this course. It's a weekly course, and I taught specifically 36 lessons every year, and it's actually 54 hours of teaching. But you could say if you spend the same amount of time of reviewing and revising, you would get 108 hours every year of the learning process. And each course is standalone, so there are 3 aspects of it: foundation, rules of interpretation, and prediction. But I try to cover every aspect of Jyotish, and I prefer students, while I prefer students to join at level 1, I do understand that many of you have already done quite a lot of work, so students can join at level 2 if they've already studied before and have good knowledge on basis of Jyotish. I don't like to join on level 3 because what I've realized is that many people, they feel they know everything and they join level 3, then they have to step back and go to level 2. So now the level 2 requirement is there. I don't, unless you're super advanced and I know that already. And I'm not particular that you have to do it. I leave it to your free will. So annually I offer an advanced course. Different specialist subjects are chosen for each year. For example, this year I was doing Vargas. Next year it's relationships. But this is open to students with already knowledge of Vedic astrology, because I'm not going to be teaching you fundamentals there. So that is the thing. And so the 2018 courses start from 19th of March. And so the foundation of Vedic astrology, which is the basic course, that if you don't know Vedic astrology, you have to start here, or if you have some knowledge of it and you've studied bits and pieces from everywhere, this is 3 modules of 12 webinar classes each. And I have 2 classes for every course: 7 p.m. GMT, so it's a European class, and 7 p.m. Pacific. Now, I do have many students in India who are studying with me. They tend to take the evening class. I have students in Australia, Japan, Asia, all over. So these 2 classes seem to cover both. So in the foundation, I have Vedic philosophy, soul's journey and karma, Navagraha, the 9 planets, Rahu, Ketu, Rashi, signs of zodiac, nakshatras, Navamsha, planetary yogas, dasha system, transits, Panchanga, remedial measures, chart analysis. Is full of knowledge, and that's why actually every week you need a week to study the knowledge, think about it, and then the next week we go to the next step. And then the rules of interpretation course, which is 20th March to 4th December. It's again the 36 classes, and in the interpretation we talk about the yogas, use of Panchanga, including Yogi, Avayogi, Dagda, Rashi, Karakas, Shadbal, Vimshopak, Varga charts. We can talk about Varga charts as well, Sudarshan Chakra, Rudha Lagna, in-depth analysis, debilitated planets, everything. As I said, it's all on the website. You can look at it. And then the last course is, although it's called prediction techniques, it's looking at time really. What is the time? And we study Dasha, Ashtaka, Varga, Gochar, Varshapal, Prashna, Mahurata, Panchanga, Upai, ethics, relationships, Upagraha, debilitated planets, how to set up Vedic astrology practice. So again, that's from 21st March onwards next year. Every year I'm doing these courses. They start in March. You can look up if And then this year, the advanced course, I don't repeat immediately, but next year's advanced course is on relationship. And we will talk about relationship potential in chart, difficulties in having relationship, challenges, compatibility, karma in relationships, rin bandhana, what ties us to relationships, soulmates, past life influences, kuta system of compatibility, dasha and transit. So again, a number of things that are connected. There's too much to say now, so you can read it up on the website. So the advanced course, you need knowledge, quite a bit of knowledge of Jyotish, but also these are not repeated. So every year I have, sometimes I'll have 36 lessons, sometimes I split it into 2 and I teach 2 advanced courses. But next year it's about relationships. Actually, I haven't taught relationships for almost 10 years now. So this is a important time to know everything you want to know about relationships. So also part of my program, I have the India trip, and I'm doing a conference in India, 16th to 23rd February is the conference in India, Fresh Talents of Jyotish. Importance of the conference is when students do 3 years of study with me, I invite them to lecture at the conference, so that I'm also training you to be lecturers so that you can lecture at conferences and be there. So many of my students are, and always with masters of India. So next year we have Dr. K.S. Charak, Vinay Aditya, Professor Jay Shekhar, Vijay Goel, Keiko Ito, myself, then Vladislav Klaus, Michael Adam Tar, Kamal Thapar, Lalita Krishnan, Petra Pobuda, Renata Neme Cavalcanti, and Shobha Nagarjuna. So many of my students are here, and they span the world, and they are very good. You will be surprised how good the new students are, and they have gone on to lecture at different conferences and all over the world themselves. So we have this opportunity not only for the senior students, or now they are gurus in their own right, but also fresh students. That's why it's called Fresh Talents of Jyotish. So I'm introducing people who study with me to encourage them, and I guide them how to present and everything. And then it's followed by the Sun, Jupiter, Saturn temple trip. Every year since 1999 I've done. So always pilgrimage to planets. So we are doing some of the remedies to purify the planets. So next year the theme is Sun, Jupiter, Saturn. And I just have one place left for it. It includes Taj Mahal. These trips are also great fun. If you want to join, you're most welcome. So let me know in the next month, because that will be then the especially for the trip. And finally, if you have any questions, please ask me. I have 2 pages on Facebook, my Komilla Sutton page and Komilla Academy of Vedic Sciences. I'm very much on Twitter. I Twitter every day on planets only. I give where the planets are, what they are doing. So if you want to join me there. And then these are my contact, komilla9@gmail. I'm sure all of you know. And komilla.com is my website. And that's it. So I'm open to any questions you may have. Okay, my Twitter ID is my name actually. There it is. Where is it? At Komilla Sutton. So you can follow me there as well. So there doesn't seem to be any questions for me. So I just want to thank you for all of you to come and spend your precious good time with me. Thank you very much. And I hope some of you sign up and join. And I look forward to seeing you. Thank you. And I would say, I hope some of you study Jyotish, not necessarily with me, with anybody, because it's such a lovely science and such a lovely knowledge to be part of. So all the best.